Howdy there, Leo. How are you? It's MJ from Alta Love, and I'm actually live with all y'all. I did the Cancer, Taurus, and Gemini. I just did those unlisted just to give myself a bit of time to energetically prepare. And then I've switched devices because my phone power was running low. So, Leo, I'm MJ. I do these monthly intuitive tarots. I offer, often I go live and do daily tarot updates for all y'all, and I share my collective intuitions, which is my own unique perspective. I'm a highly sensitive, intuitive introvert and empath, and I'm an author. I published this book, which is a step-by-step guide to spiritual awakening and transformation. And I offer intuitive tarot readings, online coaching, and I also have a series of online courses that help people be the change, which is in alignment with Alta Love as a brand, a lifestyle brand, and we focus on sustainability, spirituality, and freedom to help people reconnect and feel better, basically. Really simple. I'm currently finishing the edit for Unplug for Freedom, which is the final in the Be the Change series, focusing on helping people unplug from mainstream media and explaining why is that important in this time. I've been guided by the insight of paradigm shift on this planet. Woohoo, Leo, my lovers. And when it comes to the tarot, the main thing is that it's always my intention to offer divine guidance and loving clarity for people. It's important for me to reiterate to you that you are your own master, and that anytime we're working with other, make sure you're ultimately listening to yourself first and foremost, and allowing us as a people to support one another, but not to dictate to one another. So if things in a reading don't feel good to you, then just leave them. They're probably not meant for you, especially when it comes to these general readings. 99.9% of the private readings are always spot on. So intuition truly does reign supreme here at Alta Love. All of the information about how you can buy stuff and book sessions with me are in the description box. Leo, the reason, did I say this already at one point when I was laying down the cards? The 10 of Cups has popped up for you, Leo. So I feel like you're coming into this space of ultimately deserving the joy, deserving the fulfillment that you have been on a path toward. Your fulfillment of this has to do with temperance and overcoming heartache and heartbreak, possibly around a third-party situation and an imbalanced relationship which you chose to walk away from. At this point, or at some point during the time frame of the energies of this reading, you are essentially kind of waiting for some of your manifestations to come in, especially when it comes to your happily ever after fulfillment. And we have the 7 of Pentacles basically supporting this 10 of Cups. So there's a sense of healing, overcoming, walking away from imbalanced relationships, walking away from grief as well. You're walking away from a pretty heavy duty phase of grieving, healing the heart space after, again, possibly a third party situation or a borderline like abusive situation around maybe the person you were dealing with having manipulative tendencies, essentially like not being fully in their power. It could be having to do with using and abusing certain substances, or just whatever offer was being made wasn't in earnest. It wasn't in truth. It was a bit flippant. So it broke your heart, basically. And so you're coming in as the Temperance card here, Leo. It's like you finally pulled up your bootstraps. You were like, fuck this shit. Enough of this. I'm going to focus on myself. You're focusing on healing yourself in the Temperance card, and that is what is ultimately helping you overcome these energies of abuse and or manipulation, deception. The be all, it's never about attack from my angle. This is always about addressing energy. And we can't control other people, and so if other people are not in their power, if they're being a bit shitheady, as in if they're lying or manipulating, we do recognize that that's coming from their own wounding. But if we're consciously working on healing ourselves, then we need to be aware of where people are coming from. And if it doesn't feel right for us anymore, we have to leapfrog over that. We have to sidestep those energies, people that are abusing substance perhaps, or people who are saying one thing and doing another. We can always address that, right? And having an awareness around our own behavior and around our own issues is a huge part. And there are some people who would prefer to live in denial. And I feel like because you're coming in as a temperance with these energies of grieving, walking away, heartbreak, Three of Swords is here, Six of Pentacles in the reverse, Three of Cups and Page of Cups in the reverse. You've been through it. People have broken your heart. People have come in, made offers, and then pulled the rug out from under you. So now you're coming up shining like this angel of the temperance, going, you know what? I'm just going to focus on me for right now. And I think that is the absolute right thing for you to be doing, to really heal the grief, heal the pain, heal the imbalance. So the imbalance has to do with perhaps in your past, you had to be giving, you had to always be managing, you had to always be giving of yourself in order to receive. And you never received in equanimity. If anything, you received people breaking your heart. You received people, which is, of course, you healing yourself. You're healing, and I'm getting the sense you're really healing self and rising. Your ability to self-love, your ability to self-care, your ability to, pardon me, it's still early morning and I'm clearing. So you're healing the truth of your own knowing as far as your ability to stand on your own 2 feet, Leo. That's what I'm getting, because there's a huge love here. Like, whoever this reading is really for, this is you. You're happy, you're joyful, you have everything you need to make manifest this beautiful, glorious life. The point is, you've been through a bunch of shit when it comes to dealing with other people that came from a perception of imbalance. Perhaps, obviously, when we're inviting this kind of pain, it's usually to heal wounds on some level. So we're coming into greater wholeness via these cycles of loss, via these cycles of having to walk away from situations, being away. What up? You've been popping into my mind this morning. I shall be in touch. So healing heartbreak, basically. And especially with the Eight of Cups here and the Five of Cups here, it's like, not only have these things not worked out, but you've invested in them. You've been investing in these people. You've been investing in these projects, which you believed were very emotionally fulfilling, and yet it's only ever led to heartbreak and heartache. And then a residue energy of maybe partying too much or abusing certain substances too much, and then making a shitty offer again, and you're just like, no, thank you. So it's like you're holding out now. Now you're holding out for a better manifestation, something more whole. Okay. So I feel like those are possibly the cards that are kind of explaining part of the woundedness, which is isolation. So I feel like you had to burn through some karma, basically. So if there's been a lot of tears, that this is also representative of the healing. And the healing ultimately comes from a childhood wound of being left out in the cold. So this is like, dare I say, fairly dominant in the human collective frequency. Not everyone at all, but a lot of dominant energy. It's that a lot of us are operating from a place of woundedness because our parents were wounded and they didn't know how to give us the whole love that we deserve. Because they didn't receive it. So we got indoctrinated to fit in rather than be the authentic expression of who we are. And now we're living in this time of great awakening. More and more of us are having to take the leap into being the truth of who we are, which means we're healing this wounding. So you're essentially healing core wounds, and that maybe has felt a bit isolating for you. But recognize it's all been like important work to do to rise yourself into temperance so that you can create the life that you truly desire. I just had this funny sense of leapfrog. You're rising yourself. You might just get a bit of residue, i.e., maybe this person wanting to come back, this person who broke your heart, this person that you walked away from. They're coming back and making a bit of a shitty offer. That's what I'm getting. They're making some kind of half-assed offer, and I just get this like it's not legit. You're still healing yourself, so just wait it out, basically. As in, don't just go running back when you're still in temperance mode. Allow yourself to truly heal. And then ultimately I'm seeing this sense of, okay, so then once we really endeavor the profound healing, so the core wounds are now healed, you're breaking through the ice, as it were, of isolation. You're burning through, you're softening, you're coming into more integrity and clarity and emotional balance with temperance. And then there's this patience, and I get a heavy-handed feeling of like that creativity. So now as the core wounds heal and you're not seeking all of this fulfillment outside of yourself, it's coming from within you, Leo. Your creativity, your juju, your like your tons of resonation across the bush. um yeah, so your creativity is part of what's leading you out of this. Yeah, you've just been through a lot of pain, and the creativity basically is what's helping you to make complete this transformational cycle. So you're in transformation. Ultimately, here in the Osho, what you're doing is birthing this new awareness. They kind of go together, don't they? If you look at these two. So you're doing all this healing and grieving and healing and grieving, and ultimately what's coming out is this shiny new Buddha. This shiny new Buddha that isn't operating from this place of this is what's interesting about manifestation, is that we all on a conscious level want this, and yet because we're coming to understand manifestation in our quantum evolution as a species, what we're having to face as a species collectively for the most part is that this is where we've all been operating from. So as much as we're all trying to pretend like this is what we're living and this is what we're creating, the majority of us are still healing cycles of abuse. We're healing cycles of being cut off, of being denied, of having to deny the little inner child and then pretend like he or she doesn't matter. And that what all that matters is pretending like we're all living this, but really what we're facing are these cycles of things not working out, of things not being balanced. Why? Because on an unconscious level, we're still operating from from this exclusion, orphan, left outness energy, from this outsider energy. So the only true way to heal is to come into temperance as an adult, as a divine angel on this life plane, on this earth. She's not this angelic being, I could say he or she ultimately, they're not floating up in the heavens. They have their feet on the ground. So you have to bring your dreams from before this kid got locked out of the cold, right? You have to fulfill the dreams fully present with this child not locked behind bars. So you have to open the gate, hence all the feeling that we've been going through. All of this feeling is ultimately you healing him or her to rebirth, the divine Buddha, the child that didn't get locked out, right? The divine angelic wisdom that you are in the here now. That's your gift to the world. And then you ultimately have some kind of creative skill, whoever this is resonating with. You obviously have some kind of creative juiciness which wants to make itself manifest in the world. And I feel intuitively some of you have already been working on this. You've already been working on this creativity. This, maybe you're starting a new business, maybe you're starting a new creative practice that's going to kind of lead you into a more divine essence of yourself. And ultimately what I'm getting is that you are being patient with it. I'm just going to ask for clarity with the 10 of Cups. Something to do with creative passion, absolutely. There's a Knight of Wands. There's a creative passion that wants to move you forward into this Ten of Cups energy. It's off the back of the completion of this transformation. You deeply knowing your worth, deeply knowing your deservingness, your aspect of divine manifestation, and then moving forward with that creative endeavor from a place of harmony and balance from within the self, so that we're not going around in cycles anymore, repeating these heartbreak patterns, repeating these being left out in the cold, feeling isolated, having to grieve over and over and over again. We're coming out of that phase for you now, Leo. The transformation is coming into completion. You might have a little leapfrog over some bullshit energy or somebody from the past wanting to make an offer, but it's futile. You're not up for it. Really, what you're invested in is yourself. You're invested in your own creative elixir. You're invested in your own creative endeavors. And you're pretty much moving forward in full faith that that creative elixir from within yourself is leading you to this full manifested abundant place. This is the ultimate card. This means it's all lined up. Like, if we're going to be fulfilled on this level, we're fulfilled on every level as well. Love, community, money, joy. What up, Kara? Oh yeah, lover. So yeah, that's it. This is it, Leo. If it's been pretty heavy duty few years transforming your life, this is it now. You're gonna start to move your energies from a place of love and creativity and sovereignty and your true earnest desire, and ultimately move with this full faith that this is what you deserve, and this is what we all deserve. This is the thing, especially for the empath new paradigm community. This is what we all deserve. How we find our way into feeling this way about our deservingness, that's another thing. We all have to navigate the energies from within self, from within our own emotional thought frequency, right? So there. Happy Leo. Okay, so that's your reading. It's all turning around for you, Leo. It's all going around in your favor. Awesome. It's all turning around in your favor, Leo. That was your reading. I will crack on. What's after Leo now? Virgo. And then I believe the final reading I'll have is Libra, because I started with Scorpio for December. So what up, yo lovers? Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you real soon. And otherwise, just have a really great month of December, Leo. If you want to book a private reading, feel free to go do that. Leapfrog. I know, right? Leapfrog over some bullshit. So we don't go. Only I'm seeing that face off about my hurtful night, and you totally healed my humor. Oh, bless you. I feel like you just well, and the energies are like building up momentum, but at the same time, like, it's so densely layered at this point. What I can recognize is how we're discerning the specificity, as it were. So anyway, you guys, I love you loads. I'm gonna crack on and endeavor to finish the readings for this. I'll be in touch, Alia. I'll speak to you soon. Peace out.